Good afternoon, Jado. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jado.
Hi, Jado. Nice to meet you.
Miss Blue.
Miss Blue. May I take this seat?
Yes, you may have a seat. Mr. Doe, nice to have you. An opportunity to give you some questions and your response. Listen to your response.
Look forward to it.
Which qualities do you think are important for a person to possess?
I feel it is important for a person to possess humility and a sense of I feel it is important for a person to possess humility and because as they'll advance through life, there will be certain times in their life where they feel that they have achieved something or they have possessed something that causes them to be able to show off to their friends or their colleagues or their family members. And I feel that in life, being humble, even in the face of success, even in the face of wealth or prosperity, being humble is the key to more success. And I feel that's why it is important to have humility within your life.
All right. Jay, what colleges have you put in your career path and why? Ranking them from least interested to your highest priority.
Okay. So I've rank in the order of my least interest to my highest interest would be Texas A&M University, the University of Texas at Austin, and then Rice University in Houston here. So the reason that I chose, we'll start with Texas A&M. I chose Texas A&M as primarily a fallback school because it has a very high acceptance rate, and I qualify for automatic admission in their facility, and I would qualify for scholarships, financial scholarships at their facility for my academic performance. The University of Texas is another fallback school, but I would not qualify for financial aid at the University of Texas, only because their standards are higher than that of the Texas A&M University, and they have a lower acceptance rate. And then my number one pick, my dream school to say, would be Rice University in downtown Houston because of its close proximity to home. It's not that far, but it gives me a chance to get away from home without going that far out. And also, it's such a prestigious university that I feel the quality of education offered at Rice would be imperative in furthering my career. So those are the three colleges that I've applied to and I've considered in continuing my higher education.
What are some of your weaknesses?
I feel my main weakness, again building off the first question that you asked me, my main weakness is an excess of pride and arrogance, to say. I feel being too prideful, while a certain amount of pride is a good thing, but I feel sometimes I have too much pride, and that negatively impacts my life in that it strains some of the relationships that I have with colleagues and friends and family members, people that I've grown to care about and I have a lot of respect for. So whenever my pride becomes to show too much, it really negatively impacts these relationships with them, and it's something that I've tried to work on, which is why I answered to your first question that humility is the best trait that an individual could possess.
What is your definition of the American dream?
Right. So obviously, I am not from the United States of America. My bloodline is not from here. My parents immigrated from Vietnam, so having had the opportunity to travel back and forth between the two countries to visit family members, I've come to realize that the American dream is the ability for an individual, no matter where you come from, so long as you're able to put forth the effort and the will, the commitment, you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. There's no barrier, there's no glass ceiling on what you can or cannot achieve like there would be in developing countries as there is in Vietnam, where the government is a huge factor in whether or not you're going to be successful. to be successful in Vietnam, for example, you have to have some connections with the communist government so that they'll help you advance through your careers. Whereas here in the United States of America, I can get a loan to go to college, I can do well at college, I can get a degree that will help me in my career. If I do well in that career, I have opportunities to advance in my career. So that's what I believe is the American dream, the ability to make something of yourself, whatever it is that you want to make of yourself, so long as you're willing to put forth the work and the effort.
We'd like to ask you to tell us about a challenging experience that you've been through and what you have learned from it.
So for the past 3 years, for the duration of my high school career, I've made it a goal to become the student body president at my senior year. And building on that goal, I've ran in every election leading up to this year, and I've won in every election. So naturally, I just felt that I would have won the senior election with no difficulty. And a few months ago, that election took place and I lost, and that was a very large and devastating setback to me because it was something that I had focused on for so long, and politics is what I want to make a career out of my life with. So when I arrived at that failure, I began to question my resolve and what I was doing wrong. And for a while, it just felt as if though there was everything that attributed to that failure was not on my fault, but was on other people's faults. Like the school did not run a justified election system. But after I took a few days to think about it and reflect on my failure, I realized that it was my sense of pride again that really attributed to that failure, because I had let that success of previous years get to my head, and I did not put as much effort into this election as I would have. And that was the first thing that I learned. The overall lesson I learned from that failure was that sometimes in life, failure is going to hit you, and you can't let those failures define who you are. And you have to be willing to accept failure and not let the fear of failure prevent you from doing what's going to make you a better person. So I've learned to accept failure, to let myself fail, but in the place and the manner that I would want to fail, and to pick myself up again. Because without the constant struggle of failure, what is the source of my success anyways? And that's essentially what I've learned from that challenge.
Thank you so much, Mr. Doe.
Thank you so much, Ms. Klaas. It was very nice meeting you, Ms. Liu.
Excuse me. I know you normally restate the question, and that kind of focused you. When I asked you the first question the first time, it kind of threw you off a little bit. So that's something you probably, I know you work on it. And it's qualities, so it's plural?
Yeah, I couldn't come up with a synonym for
so it would be more than one.
Yeah, that's what the challenge was. That's what really helped.
You have learned how to manage, the conversation. You've learned to respond to the questions when you're familiar. Like you said, kind of got you thrown off there a little bit. You have to regroup yourself a bit. And that, and some of your questions, answers are longer, and some I think you're more comfortable, you have more information. But give them a good, everybody almost the same amount of time if you can. But sometimes you just don't have them information to talk about. But just make sure if you know a lot about one, just keep it moderate.
That's right.
So give them the equal kind of attention. You're fine.
Everything else is fine. I'd say just give them equal attention. Your posture was still good. You sat down in the chair. You instantly cupped your hands.
Right. To make sure.
Which is good.
Which is
good. It
anchors you.
It's
like, okay, I'm not
it's
gonna
like
move
you
around.
sit down like, I put my anchor in. I can't move. And you still got your feet crossed.
It's not crossed now.
I mean, it's just like you put it in your head when I sit down. Click. It's like when you get in the car, you automatically put on your seatbelt. So it's kind of what you did. So I don't think you're going to have any problems with the chair issues. Don't let any surprises show. you know, as you walking in. Like I said, I don't know, when y'all go to competition, if you know, you be able to look in windows like that to kind of see if they gonna cover them up. But, you know, when you walk in, just, you know, confidence, click, click.
Yeah, you just do what you're gonna do. Like you said, when you restate the question, it kind of focuses you, and like the qualities are, so you know, like, okay, I have to do plural instead of singular. So you're really addressing the things they're asking you to do. And your responses are very on point, and so just keep practicing, you know, and build that confidence that you guys already have. Is there anything you'd like to ask us?
No, thank you for your feedback. Certainly, it's always helpful.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Nice to talk to you.
I kind of changed that question up, and you handled it very well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With the, you know, from bottom with the colleges, you see, I kind of threw a little twist on it. With that, you don't ever know when somebody will do when they will do that. And I like the way you like, and you ranked them. Then you went back and you say, like, I'm gonna start with Texas A&M, blah 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 blah. Da, 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 da. You gave enough examples, but you didn't go too far. That was very good, very good. Keep
Thank
working.
you.
Now, y'all gonna be fine. I think Dobie's gonna have one of the better teams.
Great.
Are you looking forward to December?
Yes, I am actually. I'm looking forward to it.
How many people do they cut it this week?
Well, 5 at this point, 5 in each category. Then after that, the top 3 scores in the competition will advance to the region and the state competition. So we're not cutting much actually, because the honors category is 6 at this point. The varsity has 4, so we're not cutting any from varsity, and scholastic is 6, I believe. So we're only cutting 2 students for the December one. Right.
So basically all y'all will be back.
Right.
Getting forward. Oh, great. What are y'all trying to do to try to encourage some of our freshmen and sophomores as you're seniors to join the Capitol?
I think the main thing is just showing them, like, even though it's really a lot of work and after hours is a big commitment, the experience of it, if this is something you're really interested in, the camaraderie that's built in the team, and just learning all this information, even if you're never going to use it again, is really interesting, especially if it's a year like this year where it's World War II, and it's a really fascinating topic. And more than that, it's ingrained in you, the study habits and the learning techniques that you're going to need after high school, things like that. It's a really beneficial course to take, even if you don't make the final team. You get a lot out of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the experiences will be very important to wherever you go.
Right.
You'll translate it into something good. Great. You guys are very